Let me know who your favorite Black Sabbath singer is in the comments below, and kick it! Hey, thanks for clicking on this video. Thanks for all the new subscribers. Thank you for spending a little bit of time with me. A quick video about some new purchases, and of course, heavy metal CDs. Matt Skiba's solo record came out in 2012, his first of 2 solo records. I like this one more than the other one. This is Babylon from 2012. I got it limited edition red vinyl. Got it on Discogs, just came about an hour ago in the mail. This is numbered number 320 out of 666. Ooh, Matt Skiba, you're so evil. It's good pop punk, straight ahead rock stuff. Of course, you know Matt as being the singer. I just left Blink-182 because now Blink-182 got all back together again. I thought this video was going to be about heavy metal. Why are you talking about those posers Blink-182? We'll get to heavy metal soon. He sung in his band called Alkaline Trio. I had this on CD when it came out and got a chance to get it for like 18 bucks new on vinyl, so why not? Jawbox, live at Metro, which is a great club here in Chicago. Jawbox is a great, wonderful band. They reformed and they came to Chicago for 2 nights in 2019. I was there one night and they recorded the other night. This is the other night, so this is the concert here on vinyl. Jawbox is a great, I would say, punk rock, straight ahead rock band. So that's some of the new vinyl I got. Let's check out the CDs. Oh, duh, right in front of me. The great power pop band from Chicago, Material Issue. Again, 90, 91 was their big heyday. Mill City Sound has been reissuing their 3 major label debuts. They came out with their first one. Fortunately, I got a copy and it just skips on 1 song, so they didn't send it back. But I have an original pressing of their first one, International Pop Overthrow. Got that one on the reissue, put it in the collection, and now got this one. This is their 3rd one, Freak City Soundtrack. I'm hoping then they go backtrack and reissue their 2nd one, Destination Universe, I believe. And, you know, if you like pop music, power pop music, punk rock music, power punk rock, pop music, pop punk, power pop punk, this is the band for you. And his 2nd record came from Reckless. It was used, so it was cheaper. It looks like brand new. The guy probably put it on like, oh, I hate Perry Farrell's voice, and then, oh, send it back. So went to Reckless Records in Chicago. Chicago and Chicagoland have tons of great record stores, tons. And one of my favorite is Reckless Records. They have 3 locations. I went to the Hip Cat Wicker Park location. They're really good at when you sell back stuff. They don't, you know, screw you around like Half Price Books does. Half Price Book sucks. They give you a few bucks, you know? So I applied those few bucks towards Jane's Addiction. This Ritual Day Habitual was turned 25 here in 2017, and one of my favorites from them, obviously, 3 Days. I think is like the alternative version of Stairway to Heaven. It's such a great, long, emotional song. So anxious to see. I did catch this concert on TV. It was on one of the cable things, and I was like, oh, I'll check a few songs out. So it did sound good, so I'm anxious to check that vinyl out. But hey, headbangers, you tuned in to listen to me blab about heavy metal, so let's get talking about heavy metal. Oh wait, a few more non-heavy metal things first too. So I picked up some CDs at Reckless. This is a Perfect from Smashing Pumpkins. I got this. It's Smashing Pumpkins, a whole bunch of CD singles in here. Got this years ago, and Perfect is not one of them, because this came off the Door record. This is earlier stuff, I believe. So I'll add that to that. Bill Janovitz, the singer of Buffalo Tom. If you're looking at early 90s alternative, straight ahead rock, everyone knows Pearl Jam, but you better know Buffalo Tom. Buffalo Tom was amazing. They get lumped in a lot with Jay Mascis from Dinosaur Jr. They sound a lot like that kind of. Bill's got a great voice. His solo record, I scanned it, and it seemed to be a little more chill than Buffalo Tom, but Buffalo Tom's chill. Their 3rd record, Let Me Come Over, is amazing. Their first 3 are amazing, but if you're like, huh, Brian, Buffalo Tom, never heard of him, I want to check something out. Let Me Come Over, their 3rd record from Buffalo Tom. That's probably one you want to check out first. This was in a $2 bin. $1.99. It's like 7, 8, 10, 12 bucks on eBay. Meshuggahs were a punk rock band from Chicago in the 90s. They released 2 albums. This is one of them. This came out in 2001. I believe this is their 2nd one. How I did not have this ready. It's the year 2022 when this is being recorded. Unbelievable I didn't have this. So glad I have it now. Beautiful punk rock stuff. Finally, let's get into heavy metal with the god of heavy metal. Well, some people would say Black Sabbath. And we're going to talk a lot about Black Sabbath. But you got your, Eric Clapton, you got your Jeff Beck, and then you got your Jimmy Page trifecta. I never cared that much for the other two. I always wanted more Jimmy Page. So when Zepp was no more, Jimmy Page, of course, did The Firm. I really liked The Firm. That was cool. It's singer Paul Rodgers from Bad Company. But he put out this record here, Outrider. Had it on vinyl for quite some time. When it came out, had it on cassette. And then soon after, 10 years after or so, 20 years after, I bought the vinyl, time flies. And then just today, bought the CD, Outrider. AC/DC, trying to fill in my gaps. You know, AC/DC for me has been good for the last 30 years, but man, talk about perfect rock and roll leading up to that. It's just, I won't say disappointing because I love AC/DC. But yeah, you do long for the older times of AC/DC. But hey, it's still a great rock band. What Stiff Upper Lip, I did not have Stiff Upper Lip. You know, it's just going to fill in the cracks. It's not going to be like one of my favorite AC/DC records or anything. The Sabs, Black Sabbath. Of course, as you look behind me, how cool am I? Get this crap out of the way. We're talking about heavy metal now. Looking behind me, you see on vinyl, I do have Eternal Idol, Helpless Cross. I knew I was going to exchange stuff at Reckless Records, so I scanned their website and looked what they had at the specific store in Wicker Park. And boom, they had the Black Sabbath CDs. I have the vinyl, but can't put the vinyl on my little iTunes, so need the CDs at a good price. This was $6.99. It goes usually around for $10. This is the first one with Tony Martin. I like Tony Martin a lot. I think he's a cross between like Jeff Scott Soto, which was the singer for the early Yngwie J. Malmsteen records, and John Sykes from Blue Murder, ex-guitar player from Whitesnake. I think he's like a vocal cross between those two guys. And he's just, I like his upper range kind of scratchy stuff, you know. A lot of why we like bands, I would say like over 85% of why we like bands is the vocalists and how they sound and how they make the music sound. So I'm happy to have this. Came out in 87. This is their 13th record. And I'll tell you one thing I like about Reckless, and I'll show you, that's why I left these stickers on. They have the best stickers ever. They just come right off. And even if this was cardboard vinyl sleeve or jacket, it would still come right off like that, man. Because I've bought some used albums where they use these little tiny price stickers, and you're like that, and you're like, oh, damn it, and your thumbnail is broken into the cardboard, and then you've ruined the outer sleeve, and you're like, God bless it. Have this cross, this goes for a little more. I don't know why, maybe it didn't press a lot. Came out in 1989, which is when kind of glam was really up there, that LA metal scene. Black Sabs were putting out Headless Cross. It's their 14th record, and their second with Mr. Tony Martin. Again, the stickers come right off, which is a beautiful thing. I really like this one. I like the simple imagery of the cross there, and really good songs. Now this one I've always heard about. I never really heard. The vinyl, for some reason, is a lot. It'll cost you almost up to like $100. I'm assuming because they didn't really press a lot of vinyl. For sure they weren't pressing a lot of vinyl here in America in 1990. This is their 15th record, and I believe last with singer Tony Martin. This is Tyr, T-Y-R. Just played this 3 times in a row this morning as I was driving out doing some errands, and I love it a lot. Yeah, it's like Norwegian, you're a Viking on a horse with swords and sorcery and swords, you know. Heavy metal gets cheesy like that, but it's good cheesy, right? It's really good stuff. Usually when people list their favorite and least favorite Black Sabbath albums, this is towards the bottom for some reason, but I really like it. And wasn't Tony Martin also the name of the, speaking about Jimmy Page and The Firm, wasn't he the bass player for The Firm? Like, not the same guy, but that was his name. Let's check this out so I don't screw you guys over with information that is needless and you guys don't want. Oh, but real quick, why I like that era of Black Sabbath. I had Black Sabbath Volume 4 as a kid. I don't know how I got it. And this was my second Black Sabbath album I ever owned. So for me, I was open to hearing new stuff, you know. And Glenn Hughes is a singer on this one. Glenn Hughes has a great voice, but I believe around here is when his drug problem wasn't that great, so he was in and out of the band, and they weren't happy with it. But Seventh Star, of course, you know, just wanted to be a Tony Iommi solo project, but the album label said, no, we got called Black Sabbath. But I've had this since the 80s. All right, back from the collection. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, The Firm. Jimmy Page's stuff with Paul Rodgers there, Chris Slade on drums, who would later do some work in AC/DC. Tony Franklin was his name, not Tony Martin. Franklin, Martin, Smith, Jones, all these common names. I believe he's done a lot of other stuff more recently, too. I wonder why your videos are so long. You're just wasting time. So in keeping with the Black Sabbath, they also had Dehumanizer. I picked up the repress of this vinyl not too long ago. Like I said, I've got to put it in my iTunes when I'm upstairs. I listen to that. So got the CD. This was just $5, so not too bad. Came out in 92. Ronnie James Dio left, and then he came back. And then he did Dehumanizer. Speaking about Dio, found this for a really good price. It was like $3. Rainbow, Long Live Rock and Roll. This is a vinyl. This is a CD, but this is a vinyl record that I've had in my hand at least 500 times in my whole existence when I was at music stores. It's always there. A lot of early Aerosmith is always at used album store, and I just never pulled the trigger on it. I don't know. I don't like the artwork, but I'm gonna love the music, and I figured put that in my iTunes right there. Speaking about Dio, Strange Highways. I'm filling in my holes of the Dio solo records. I believe I just maybe need one more. This was his 6th record. Came out in UK 93. In the US it came out in 94. Not a lot of people were listening to heavy metal in 94. It had gone underground to survive. Don't worry, kids. That's what good music has to do to survive. Goes underground. I love punk rock. Can't even tell you how many times real punk rock had to go underground to stay alive. Yeah, heavy metal wasn't on MTV and that popular in the early 90s, but whatever. Who cares? Went underground to survive. Ronnie James Dio, he got Jeff Pilson from Rockin' with Dokken to help him on the bass guitar. And I believe Jeff Pilson is rumored to have one hell of a voice, so probably sang backing vocals, I would imagine, on this. I'm looking forward to hearing this. I put it in my iTunes, just heard the first song, and I liked it. Ronnie James Dio, Strange Highways. Iron Maiden is one of the bands I'm starting to geek out on, starting to fill in all the holes of CDs. I have almost all the records on vinyl, so came out in 92, their 9th album, the last one with Bruce Dickinson, Fear of the Dark. Brilliant record, great record. So I am happy as all pie to have it on CD. Got that. This one is not the same story. Came out in 1998. Their second one with Blaze Bayley. Like I said before, when you talk about singers, they really make or break the band sometimes. Of course, it sounds like Iron Maiden, but it sounds like Iron Maiden with a singer that just doesn't appeal to me as much as I want that sound to be. I hear Bruce or I hear Paul. So it was hard for me. I do want to, I want to own it because I want to fill in the holes of the Iron Maiden collection. But it's just, Virtual 11. I don't know. Yeah, it's probably going to sit towards the bottom, if not the bottom, if I ever rank Iron Maiden albums. But it's good to have. Alright, last but not least, Megadeth. Rust in Peace. A lot of people, when they're ranking Megadeth, put this on top. I'm going to do a video soon. If you're watching this early, it'll be soon. If you're watching this, whatever, weeks, year from now, it's already out. Check it out. It's going to be Metallica versus Megadeth, the first 10 records. But this one, obviously, people put really high up in the chart. 1990, their 4th one, Rust in Peace. Got it for $6. For me, it's good. Holy Wars and Hangar 18 are 2 perfect songs to kick out the album. Unfortunately, when you kick out the album with 2 perfect songs, the only way to go from there is the level off and start going down a little bit. But it is a great record. It's not my favorite from Megadeth, but I don't want to talk too much about Megadeth because I don't want to spoil my video that I'm going to do about them and Metallica. Alright, so yeah, CDs are out there, man. Heavy metal, vinyl, it's sometimes really expensive to get, especially the stuff late 80s, early 90s, so check it out on CD, a lot more easier on your wallet. Thanks for watching.